Hi, I'm Charlie and I'm going to show you how to plant out a tomato plant in a second. But first I'd like to let you know a little bit of news. Monday the 1st of June there will be free plants left outside St Luke's Church in Buckfastleigh for anyone to take and have a go at growing their own veg. Between 9 AM and 12 noon people can drop off any spare plants that they have. Please stick to that drop off time, and if you could label your plants that would be really helpful as well. And then if you would like to pick up any plants, then arrive after 12 noon outside St Luke's in Buckfastleigh. Now at the base of the plant there are lots and lots of little hairs. So one thing that we can do with a tomato plant is we can actually bury the plant slightly, because all of these little hairs have the potential to turn into roots. It's not an essential thing to do, but especially if your tomato plant has got quite leggy, as in very tall and thin with quite small leaves, then it might be an idea to bury it. Times being what they are, you might not have the resources to do things in exactly this way, so just work with what you've got, what compost you've got, what pots you've got. Two things that are essential. Tomatoes will need to grow in full sun, or at least a significant proportion of the day in sun. They're Mediterranean plants and they won't grow in shady conditions, they won't do well, so they've got to have a hot sunny spot. Okay. The other thing is that your pot needs to have drainage. So one thing you can do to help with that drainage is to put some crocks in the bottom, so little pieces of broken crockery, and the water will flush away, and that's what you want. But quite often people grow tomatoes in grow bags, which is absolutely fine, but unfortunately there's been a lot of production of quite low quality grow bags. They're often way too small, they're often very small with quite low quality compost in them. If you're going to use a grow bag, it's got to be big. You know, these are big plants, they're hungry, they're thirsty, and they're going to grow big roots, so you need a lot of space. I'd recommend going for a pot if you're going to grow it in a container of some kind, and you want to go quite big so that they can really fill it and absorb all of that nutrition in that large amount of compost, and they will fill up that pot no problem. The other thing that you can do is you can plant it straight in the ground. If you plant it out, basically the roots can go as far as they want. You can plant them outdoors, that's completely fine. They will grow a little bit more quickly, vigorously in a greenhouse, but you don't need to grow them in a greenhouse. The soil you use should be peat-free compost if at all possible. Peat is not a sustainable resource, so it's really important that if you can, use peat-free. So we've got our crocks in the bottom. We're going to fill that up with a nice rich compost. So I'm going to take out my tomato plant, and I think that I probably, because there are so many hairs just within that first inch, I think I am going to bury it. So turn your pot upside down and give it a little tap on the bottom if it's not coming out. Okay, dig yourself a little hole, push the compost around the roots in that stem. You don't want any air pockets because that can encourage roots to die off or roots to rot. So that's pretty good. That is about it. Anytime you plant any plant at all, it's really important to give it a very good water. It should be free draining out of the bottom of the pot. It will need a lot of water to begin with. It will certainly need watering every day, especially in these incredibly hot, dry conditions that we're getting. So I'll give this a water now. Now, tomatoes are pretty hungry plants, really. So as time goes by, you're going to need to feed them as well. A nice tomato feed, or something like a comfrey feed where you add comfrey leaves to water. If you are growing inside a greenhouse or something like that, then you may have a beam above the plant, in which case you can tie a piece of string to that beam and tie that in a straight line down to the stem of the plant. In which case, as the plant grows, all you do is you simply wind the string round to support it as it climbs. Otherwise, you'll need to use something like a bamboo cane to give it a little bit of support as it grows, and then you can just gently tie the plant onto that without crushing the stem in any way. Don't grow the plants really close together, because that reduces airflow around the plant. And you may well have heard of tomato blight. It's quite common, and one of the main things that makes tomatoes susceptible to blight is poor airflow. The other thing that you will need to do to get a good crop of nice big tomatoes is to take out suckers. So these stems that come out from between the main stem and the branches, they are the suckers, and they kind of waste a lot of the plant's energy on producing more and more leaves, which is what it's going to try and do. It's probably a good idea to cut those out rather than pinch them out with your fingers, just so that you don't damage the main stem of the plant and allow infection and perhaps even blight to get in there. Now, as the plant gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it will continue to produce suckers from between the main stem and the branches, so you must keep on pinching those out. The main thing to remember: grow your tomatoes in the sun, make sure they get consistent watering, don't let them dry out in between watering. Okay, keep the soil relatively moist if possible, and I think that is about it. I hope you enjoy growing your tomato plants or any other crops that you pick up on Monday after 12 noon. Thanks very much to anyone who's going to drop plants off, and please do send in your photographs if you have picked up any plants on this project. Thank you, enjoy.